Hi everyone, my name is Marco with Board Game Revolution. Now I know we're all excited about the end of the year and all the deals that come with that during this holiday season, but there are still some great games on Kickstarter right now that you need to check out, such as Pipeline, what we have right here, and we're about to take a sneak peek. Pipeline is a 2 to 4 player economic network building tile placement Euro game that is played over the course of 3 years, which is 18 rounds, and at the end of the game, the entrepreneur with the most money wins. The game comes with 1 game board, 4 player boards, 4 workers and 4 player disc, 96 oil cubes and 12 penalty markers, 35 upgrade cards and 5 upgrade tiles, 12 valuation cards, 4 action tiles and 12 refinement markers, 24 orders, 30 contracts, 58 tank tiles, 12 machine tiles, 130 money tokens, and 135 pipeline tiles. In Pipeline, a turn is comprised of 2 phases, the work phase and the machine phase. In the work phase, you have 1 main action you can take out of the 8 actions. On your turn, you may put your work on any action space on the game board, regardless if it's occupied or not, on government pipe tiles or your own pipe network. Additionally, if you take any of the 8 actions on the game board, you may take a secondary action for $10. The secondary action has to be directly adjacent to your main action spot. The center square of the action cross does count as a space, so actions in a different arm of the cross to your main action never count as adjacent. Let's take a look at the different actions you can take. The crude market allows you to purchase any oil on the top of the board. Contracts and loans allows you to either take 1 contract out of each column or a loan for $15 and a penalty cube. The machines and pipe actions allow you to purchase machines to put on your personal pipeline as well as buy pipes for your personal pipeline. In this area, you have to buy either 2 or 4. The tanks and pipe action functions the same exact way, where you can buy any number of tanks, but when you're buying pipes, you have to at least buy 2 or 4. The upgrade action allows players to buy up to 2 upgrades. You will grab the first upgrade if you do not own one. If you do, you'll grab the next tier up. The refined market spaces allow you to buy and sell oil in their designated areas. You must make all your purchases first before you can sell. You can also purchase government pipes, which are in the center of the board. When you do, place a worker on the tile you want to purchase, and you can buy any adjacent pipe tile next to it. If you want to refine oil, you can put your worker on your personal pipeline. As long as your pipeline has equal to or greater than the refinement cost, you can refine 1 oil of that color. If there are multiple colored pipes on that tile, you can refine those as well, as long as you have the connections. Let's go over a round of play so you can see how this game works in a 4-player game. Player 1 places his work on the crude market and purchases 2 orange crude oil, then places it in his tanks. Then player 2 uses the upgrade action to buy an upgrade for $20, then turns over the disc. This shows that this upgrade is no longer available this year. Next, player 3 uses the tanks and pipes action to buy a tank to put in his tableau, and 2 pipelines for $15 to set in his own personal pipeline. He then spends $10 to use a secondary action to go to the refined market and buys a crude oil for $6. Lastly, player 4 goes to the government tiles, puts his worker on 1 tile and purchases it, and buys the 2 adjacent tiles for $20. There's a few highlights I want to point out about this game. First off is the variability of the game. This comes with over 135 different pipeline tiles, 30 different contracts, 24 different orders, and 12 different endgame conditions. So every game is going to be different. Not only that, there's different ways that you can actually build strategies to get to the end. So you don't just have to fill out orders or contracts, or even go for straight endgame conditions. You can actually mix and match, so there's different strategies you can develop. The last thing I want to point out is the player interaction. While yes, you're not directly affecting anybody else by any take that, and you're on your own tableaus, every action you take changes the board. So these government tiles are in the center for the pipeline, they don't replenish, even at the year end. And when you buy crude oil from the market, it actually affects the price for other players. So everything you do is affecting everybody else. So if you like a heavy Euro game with tile placement and a little bit of puzzle, this is the game for you. Make sure to check it out on Kickstarter right now.